All right, hi everybody. It's Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpening, and this is going to be part of just the added value that you can do for your customers as part of my Tormex series. Now, none of this will be using Tormex stuff, but this is stuff you can do in your shop that's relatively easy to do and quick. That'll give you more value to your sharpening customers to kind of set you apart from the other sharpeners out there, especially people that might just be doing sharpening at like a farmer's market where they're very quickly sharpening knives. They're not going to take the time to do some of this kind of stuff. But this is where I am able to do things like charge more money than the typical farmer's market sharpener. So I charge $10 per knife, $12 for Japanese knives, and then depending on the condition of the knife, if it needs certain repairs, I can charge more for those repairs. But one of the things I like to do is polish up knives for people. And it's something that, a lot of other sharpeners are not going to take the time to do. Now, these all metal knives, which I see occasionally, are a great example of something that you can do that you can really make these. You can make these practically look brand new if you really want to. And, like I said, it doesn't take that long. So this is a magnetic holder here on just a Dremel vise. Now, I'm using a Foredom tool. I have two Foredoms over here. This is just basically a Dremel on steroids. So you can do all this with a Dremel tool. I have plenty of Dremels in the shop too. So here's a little Dremel micro. I have a bigger Dremel. I have a big Dremel over here. This is a Dremel 8220. So a Dremel's fine. And when you're starting out, it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than a Foredom. So as you can see, I have all kinds of dental abrasives over here. When I'm doing polishing, I don't like to use the cheap Chinese ones. That's where I do spend the money to get the Didedco or 3M ones. But like I said, they last a really long time. So yes, a box like this over here will cost you about $60, but they last a long time, like well over a year. This one, I think I'm still using this one, and it's this one's got close to 2 years on it. You can see it's lost some teeth on the bottom, but it's still going. This is a 6-ply, 220 grit, and even if you're on a really tight budget, if you can't buy the whole box, just one of these, a 6-ply like this one, this costs about $16, and it'll last you a long time. And this is the primary one that I use. I do use also, this is the highest polish grit one. This one here is a 1 micron, so I have the two. So sometimes I'll go to 1 micron, but I also use the 220 a lot, just depending on the knife's finish, and I determine that by looking at the grain. So I'm going to start on this with this 220, just to kind of show you what it can do. And I think you'll be impressed with how much better this knife looks when we get done here. So I'm just starting my Foredom up here, and I'm just going to go right along with the grain pattern on this knife. Now, you do want to be careful when you're using a dental abrasive that this is going this way, so it's going edge trailing against the knife. You wouldn't want to go anytime edge leading against the knife, or you'll cut the bristles off. And it's $16 for one of these dental abrasives. You'll be kind of mad at yourself if you cut all the bristles off of it because you went the wrong way on a knife. Now, another cool thing about these abrasives, and I'll show you this, is they can be used with fluids. So a lot of times I use a Lysol surface cleaner a lot with them. You can wet it and you can use it with a fluid. When I do that, I usually throw a towel just under on the floor to catch any drippings and stuff. But I find they work even better when you use a little liquid, at least in my opinion. And can you guys see that? Let's see, I'll show you that. So that looks a lot nicer already. And now I'm going to touch up this handle area. And let me just kind of show you what this handle looks like. And this will really make a huge difference on this handle. And I'm going to show you guys, I just had a chef that was in, and I had already done them, so I didn't have a chance to show the process of cleaning up the handles. But let me just show you what this will do on these handles. I mean, so the grain pattern is going this way, so I'm going to go with that grain pattern. And I'll see if I can do this in a way so you guys can see it. And you don't have to be concerned with getting out every scratch. You know, if someone's going to pay you to restore their knives, then, you know, then you might want to go through and have a full set of these and go through the full grit progression. But if you're just doing it to, like, hey, make their knife look a little more nicer, take out some of the ugly scratches, take off some of that oxidation, this is a great way to do it. Inexpensively, quickly, not waste a lot of your time. And can you guys see that? Hope that's kind of showing up on camera well. But let me try and zoom in a little more. Can you guys see how great that handle looks? So that is a very easy thing that you can do. Now I'll use the same thing, like I said, on bolsters, end areas. So this end, you can see they tend to get banged up a lot. I'm going to just get in here and work a little that. And then, you know, part of it's working smart too. I usually, see how good that looks? Yeah. So let's see if we can compare. So this handle practically looks new. Now, I can hit this. I'll just show you what the higher grit does. It's even a little nicer, so it's going to polish this knife a little bit more. So I'm going to hit the blade part up here with my other Foredom. This is the 1 micron. And same thing, I'm just going with the grain pattern that is in this knife. Now, sometimes you'll start to see a little haze, and that's just a little bit of the metal and oxidation and stuff that's coming off. So you can just kind of give it another spray and wipe down. So I'll just spray that off and wipe that down. And that is one method for making things just look a lot nicer. And if you really, you know, if you're in the very beginning starting out and you have a lot more time, maybe you don't have as many clients to get through, and you really want to impress people, take a little extra time and do it, and make sure that make sure their knife comes back looking like it's practically brand new. And that will really get you just fantastic reviews and stuff and from people. So let me show you this one again. So here's the other one. So this is another knife, another smaller one. I'm just going to wet that handle a little bit. And dental abrasives, you can use them on everything, which is really cool about them too. So you can use them on wood. So you can use these on wood handles. It doesn't have to just be metal. They're very safe, and that's what's great about them. They create very little to almost no dust, and they just really are amazing. I use them. I use a cheaper brand, knockoff brands from China, for cleaning rusty garden tools up. And they work really good for that, and they're not real expensive. So you can get inexpensive ones. So this tray over here, let me show you here. Back out. So I have 2 trays of abrasives on the table here. So this one's my cheaper ones. This one are my more expensive name brand Dededco ones. I have them in all different sizes. Little tiny one, medium, the 1 inch, and then I have the really big one, the 3 inches over here. And I'm actually ordered some for my jewelry polisher that are, I'm sorry, these are 2 inch, right? I think these are 2 inch. Yeah, I ordered some 3 inch ones for my jewelry polisher. And once those come in, I will show you guys those. But can you guys see this? Let me see. Let me show you the before and after. This one came out really great. So this is the done side. And this is what it came in looking like. Maybe I'll take a picture too, just in case the video is not capturing it really well, so you can see the difference. It really is a night and day difference. They will definitely notice it. You can see that didn't take long. All right, guys. So that's polishing real quickly on an all metal knife, but doesn't matter. Let me grab one of these other cases here. Let's see what we got here. I'm sure I got somebody had to brought in of course I grabbed 2 cases so far. Nothing has a bolster. Let me see if I can grab something with a bolster. There we go. This got a bolster. There we go. Alright, so here's a couple knives. Alright. So the other thing you can do, this is another client of mine, so you could just polish this area, this metal bolster on this knife, or if here's another style knife, you could come in here, you can polish all this up, you can polish a knife. Now do be careful around maker's marks. They will, if you are aggressively in this area, you can take that off. I would not ever take that off. So don't hit the names or logos or that kind of stuff. They're super gentle, but they are removing, and polishing, and they will, like I said, they will take off maker's stuff. So, sometimes they're so worn off on your customers' knives, it won't matter. If they're completely not visible, then I wouldn't worry about it at all. But if the knife, if you can see on there, like, here's one. Yeah, so here's his Willings, and you can see, like, this one, you can't even see, you can barely see these Willings on there. I'd still, oh, yeah, this is actually, yeah, 4-star Willings, but you can see it's almost has no readable labels on it anymore. And that's just from clients cleaning them. But I try not to take those off, if I'm going to polish them. Just something